welcome to Tapado Castelo. So that's the name of the land, and it's a land I bought in March this year. And my intention in having this land here is to create a kind of learning center, in the sense to be inspired by the learning center concept from God's way. So I'm not going to talk about everything about God's way. You can look on the website. I think it's blog.godsway.net. But basically, we want really to be aligned with the principle of God's way. So the vision of God's way to provide solutions. It might seem a bit arrogant, but that's our desires, to provide solutions to the problems of our world, like the physical, spiritual, emotional problem of our world. And our aim is to help people to discover, to learn about growing a personal relationship with God and the benefit of it. And also we want really to benefit human by people coming here, volunteering, and learning about what it is to live God's way. And so to engage, to discover who they are, what are their passion and desires, and to engage it in a self-responsible way. That means owning all their emotions and feeling their emotions, and also growing a desire for God's truth and God's love, being open to feedback, even if it's confronting. Have a safe space for people from all around Europe, or everybody is welcome. There is no religious affiliation or whatever. And we want also to really to benefit humanity as much as we can, in the sense that we create projects based on the desires of people coming, which will be documented, and our aim is that they are efficient and they work and they can really help humanity, and not only the human, but also all beings, all creation, God's creation, like from the little microorganism in the soil to big animals, to birds, to everything. We want to include the love of everything, not just human. So that's my really desire for this land, yeah. So like in God's way, and we are not affiliated to God's way at all. We have just a desire to become more like God's way like. So we have different branches here. So like one branch, for instance, would be environment. So everything to do with the environment. One other branch would be building, for instance. One other branch could be a special program, a special project, and it could involve education of parents and children. So there are different branches here, and in each branch there are potentially a lot of programs, and I will take just one example. So environment, because it's an active branch now, we are working on that, and we have a program, ecosystem recovery. And in this program, and it's a big desire of mine when I bought this land, it's really to recover the land and to give back a lot of abundance and variety of species, of plants, of animals. And we are working on environmental recovery right now, and we have 5 different projects related to environmental recovery we are working right now. So we are active right now. So what we want to do, so of course we want to experiment and document what we are doing, and develop efficient system, sustainable system that can be reproduced by the local community, but also by anybody in the world. that work in terms of helping the natural recovery of the environment. And especially, we have a strong desire to bring a lot more variety of species in all these projects. To give you an idea, Tim made an inventory of the tree and shrub we have, and we are almost at 20 different, just 20 different, can we say species of sort of trees, shrub, which is very little, and in general, Europe has very little diversity compared to the other continent. So our desire is not only to bring diversity and abundance of plants and shrubs and herbs, but it's not only to recover, but it's to bring to its pristine states before human intervention, heavy farming and grazing techniques. There is a lot of grazing that has been going on here in this land until 6 months ago. It has degraded a lot and prevent from like taken on the bank of seeds from the soil and prevent more diversity to grow up. So we want to bring the diversity to much more than what we can now see in Europe, like to a pristine states, really. Yeah, that's our idea. So to give an example, for now we are working with 150 different species of plant compared to now like just 20 that are on the land. And it's only a beginning because it will be probably close to 200 or more. So yeah. So for now, there are 5 different projects, for instance. So it started with my desire for ecosystem recovery and restore the environment. But now there have been volunteers like Julius and Tim who have a strong desire in certain form of recovery. So that's why with the help of Julius, we designed different projects. And I give you an example of the 5 projects we work now on. So we are here in zone 1. So it's the first project. And this will be the most untouched area. So it's an area where no human are living. And it's a full recovery of high diversity plants. An experiment of recreating a pure pristine forest with all level of the canopy, with the techniques and everything like Julius will talk more about. So this will be an area, it could be a national park, by the way, but it's not an area for human to live in. We want it to be untouched as much as possible, wild. Yeah. So that's project 1. Project 2, it's evolving with a little bit of aspect of food production. It's an area where some human may come and go, so maybe living for some period of time. Not really habitation, but a bit like visitors' camping space. And so it's also aimed at creating a high diversity of plants and trees, a bit similar to here, but there will be more people living there, and there will be an experiment of some food production, some fruit-bearing trees included in the design. So it's another experiment in itself, and see how we can design something mixed, which is not really a farming project. It's more like an area where people could live in a forest. So it's an agroforestry project with some food production as well. Zone 3. So the third project, that's a real food production experiment. It's just aimed at trying to develop and to document and give to the world a system, a farming system that create abundance of food, but at the same time, which is a recovery project for a very damaged piece of land. So at the same time, it will be a kind of forest-like environment, and it will be highly food productive for people. And for now, there would be even habitation in the zone, which is maybe not ideal. Maybe they might not be houses in this place of the land. It's not ideal, but that's how it is designed right now. The ideal, I think, for the third project is really a piece of land just for food production, agroforestry kind of food production. And Julius will talk you in detail about it. I won't go there. The fourth project is also has two aspects as well. It's environmental recovery in the sense that it's a full grown forest, but it will be food producing nuts, especially. It will be designed a nut experiment, so a lot of different nut trees, and of course all other plants supporting the main production plants. But I don't go into the detail. Julius will explain. And the last project is about the hedges. We call that the fringes. It's a project in itself that is, depending of the zone, has different functions. It can be a windbreak, it can be food productions, and generally it will be with evergreen plants, like creating really a protected ecosystem inside the zone. So it's a own project in itself that is different of the other ones. Yes. So these are the 5 projects we are now actively working on. So basically, there are 2 aspects to that. Well, basically at the end it will benefit humanity, all the human, but also all beings, from the microorganism in the soil to the larger animals and all beings in between. Obviously, as you all know, that we are facing big environmental problem, and that is with erosion, with drought, problem lack of water or of clean water, and floods and all these things. And we want to bring some solution to that. Example of solution in terms of recreating like forest ecosystem, and so it will basically benefit the all beings in that way. But we go beyond that. A big part of the work is really documenting in a scientific way what we are doing, so that anybody in the local community or anywhere in the world could really look at it. We'll have a database of all the plants we use. We have a description of how we work, how we do things, why we do things in the detail, so anybody should be able to replicate with their own native species the principle we are applying here. So we go further than that, because we'll have a lot of species that are very rare or that we cannot find here. So we want to have a bank of seeds, basically, so we can help more people to start their own project in this area, which is a particular area of central Portugal. But also, if it would be suitable for other area around the Mediterranean periphery with similar climates. But yeah, so our aim is really to benefit as much as possible anybody, including any animals, any birds, any microorganism or being. Yeah.